AI minds, quantum leaps. Cut the noise, dive deep. Truth unlocked. Dr. Mike on the mic. Tech Unfiltered is on the clock. Now it's time for the show.
Somebody turned on a setting for you and it was not you. Here's the bottom line. Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, has a setting that lets Amazon use content tied to a creator's channel to help develop generative artificial intelligence models and services. The setting is on by default. Creators can turn it off, but first they have to know it exists and find it. The BBC reported this on August 13th, 2026. I care about it because this is not an abstract debate about whether machines will change society someday. It is a real control and a real menu governing material made by ordinary people using their faces, voices, images, and conversations. Start with the primary source. Twitch's own privacy notice says the company may use information to test and improve technology, including machine learning and artificial intelligence. It specifically says this can include developing or deploying generative artificial intelligence models and services. The notice also links to Amazon's disclosure about generative artificial intelligence development. This is not a leaked plan. It is a disclosed practice written into the policy. The scope is important. We are not talking only about one finished video. Twitch's language and account setting explanation cover streams, clips, images, and chats associated with the channel. A Twitch channel is not just a file. It is a shared room where a creator speaks, viewers react, and a community builds a conversation in real time. That entire environment can be valuable data. Here is the difficult design question. The creator controls the channel level switch. Viewers do not. If you type in chat, your words may fall under a choice made by the channel owner through an account you do not control. I am not saying that every chat message has already trained a model. That has not been established. The narrower point is that the person who contributes content is not always the person who holds the opt-out. There is also a fair argument on Twitch's side. Twitch says it is not reselling this channel content to outside companies for their artificial intelligence training. That is a meaningful limit. The company has also given a concrete example of a potential benefit. Audio could help improve speech recognition, leading to better automatic captions on Twitch streams and Amazon video services. Better captions can improve access for people who are deaf or hard of hearing. That benefit is real. But a useful result and the method used to obtain the data are separate questions. Better captions do not, by themselves, tell us whether default enrollment is the right choice. Twitch Chief Product Officer Mike Minton explained the default in unusually direct terms. His point was that with an opt-in design, very few people would participate. I appreciate the honesty. It also reveals why the default matters. If most people would decline when directly asked, turning the setting on in advance lets inactivity supply participation. This is the larger lesson. Legal notice, interface design, and meaningful consent are not the same thing. Legal notice means a company disclosed a practice. Interface design determines how easy that practice is to find and change. Meaningful consent asks whether a person actually made a choice. A disclosure can be accurate while a default still relies heavily on people never visiting a settings page. The default assigns the burden. When it is on, users must discover it and take action. When it is off, the company has to persuade them. That is not a neutral detail. It changes how much data the company is likely to receive. It also helps to separate public visibility from permission for a new purpose. A live stream may be publicly watchable, and a chat may be visible to thousands of people. That does not automatically resolve whether those contributions should become development material for a generative model. Public does not mean secret, of course, but it also does not mean every later use is equally expected. The reasonable expectation depends on the platform's promises, the clarity of the notice, and the control people actually receive. There is a shared content problem here too. The creator contributes the performance. Viewers contribute reactions and conversation. Moderators contribute labels and community judgment. Twitch operates the infrastructure. Amazon may develop the model. Several parties add value, but the interface compresses those interests into one channel level switch that is convenient for the platform. It is not necessarily a complete picture of whose choice matters. Now, for what we do not know. We do not know exactly when collection for this purpose began. We do not know which Amazon models have used which Twitch material. We do not know whether turning the setting off removes any effect of material already used in training. A trained model is not a filing cabinet with a drawer for each user's data. Researchers are working on machine unlearning, but it is not generally a simple matter of finding one record and deleting it. We also do not know how Twitch treats older content, or how the company would demonstrate that an opt-out was honored throughout a complicated development pipeline. According to the BBC's reporting, Minton did not provide a clear account of past use. Those are open questions, not evidence that every possible use has occurred. I am also not saying this is illegal. Privacy, copyright, and consumer protection questions depend on the country, the contract, the kind of data, and details that are not public. The accurate conclusion is that the legal position is unsettled, not that a violation has already been proven. So what can you do? If you stream on Twitch, open the streamer dashboard, choose settings, then security and privacy, find the control called training for generative artificial intelligence. Read the explanation around it because that is where the scope is described. Then decide whether you want it on or off. Reasonable people may choose differently. Some creators may decide that contributing to improved captions is worthwhile. Others may decide that their community did not affirmatively agree to model training. The goal is to turn a silent default into a conscious decision. Take a screenshot of the current state for your records and check it again after major changes to Twitch's terms or settings. If you are a viewer, remember that what you post in chat may be affected by the channel owner's choice. You can ask creators what setting they use, and you can limit what you place in a public chat. Treat live streams and chat as durable data, not as a conversation that simply disappears. If you manage a larger channel, make the choice part of your community policy. Tell moderators and regular viewers what you selected and why. That will not solve every legal or technical question, but it gives people information before they contribute. If the setting changes later, update the community. A small amount of transparency at the channel level can partly address a decision that viewers cannot make for themselves. My broader inference is that defaults are becoming an important way for companies to obtain training data at scale. When a product leader says an opt-in system would produce low participation, the interface choice becomes part of the data strategy. Twitch is the case study, but the principle applies anywhere many people contribute to one digital space, while only one account controls the setting. The useful question is not whether artificial intelligence is simply good or bad. Ask who chose, what was included, and whether changing the choice has real technical consequences. Better tools can be valuable. They should still come with plain explanations, durable controls, and honest answers about past use. Questions, comments, concerns, bribes, I will see you in the next one.